Are you ready for today's class, 5th grade? I hope you got a lot of rest over the weekend and you're ready to learn. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to use ratios to compare three quantities. What we've been doing is we've been using ratios to compare two quantities, but we're going to compare three. All right, let's look at this example. And let me just enlarge my video screen. Okay, so look at this problem. Wendy has four red carnations, 8 pink carnations, and 12 yellow carnations. The ratio of the number of red carnations to the number of pink carnations to the number of yellow carnations is 4 to 8 to 12. Okay, so they already did that part for you, right? So even though when we're comparing three quantities, order still matters because it's a ratio. Now notice here, they started with the red, right? It says red carnations 2, the number of pink carnations 2, the number of yellow carnations. So they put the ratio in this order, 4 to 8 to 12. But am I done? I'm not done. I have to always simplify, okay? So what's the common factor between 4, 8, and 12? I put a multiplication chart up there for you to help you do this on your own, okay? Well, I see 4 as a common factor, so I can divide by 4, okay? For all of them, okay? So I'm going to divide by 4, divide by 4, okay? So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So my ratio, my simplified ratio is 1 to 2 to 3. All right. Now, let's take a look at the guided practice. Please pause the video and you try it on your own. Look at the multiplication chart if you need to. Okay, see you soon. Hey, how was it? All right, well, let's see. For number 1, the greatest common factor of 15, 12, and 18 is 3. So we're going to divide 15, 12, and 18 by 3. So let's divide 15 by 3, 12 by 3, and 18 by 3. And what do we get? We get 5 to 4 to 6. Let's look at number 2. First, find the greatest common factor of 12, 8, and 20. What's the greatest common factor of 12, 8, and 20? Well, it's 4. So let's divide 12 by 4, divide 8 by 4, and divide 20 by 4, and you get 3 to 2 to 5. You're awesome. Okay. So just to show you what's behind here, we're going to use multiplication to find missing terms and equivalent ratios with three quantities. Okay, let's look at this example. Okay, so find the missing terms in these equivalent ratios. We have these two ratios. Let's see if my mouse is going to come back. Okay, I don't see my mouse, but okay. So we have 2 to 3 to 5 is equal to, and then an unknown to 12 to an unknown. You see those two ratios? So instead of putting it all across, I prefer to stack them, okay? Because I see that those two are my first terms, these two are my second terms, and those two are my third term. So I'm stacking the first terms on top of each other, the second terms on top of each other, and the third terms on top of each other, okay? Now that I did this, I can figure out what this unknown quantity is here, okay? So what do I need to do? Well, let's see. What do I know? Which terms have information in both ratios? The second term does. Do you see that? So how does 3 to 12 change? Does it get bigger or smaller? It gets bigger, so we have to multiply it. 3 times what gives you 12? It's 4. So whatever I do here, I have to do to the other terms as well. So I have to multiply that by 4. I have to multiply this by 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay. And what is 5 times 4? It's 20. Okay, so my new ratio is 8 to 12 to 20. Okay, and we don't need to simplify it because in this case we're finding the missing terms in these equivalent ratios. And if we simplify it, all we need to do is divide by 4 and we're going to get our original ratio again. Okay? All right. Okie dokie. So pause the video and give number 3's guided practice a try. All right, see you soon. Hey again. All right, so I stacked my ratios to figure this out. I stacked the first terms on top of each other, the second terms, and the third terms. It looks like I have both values for the first terms. So I'm going to use this as a clue to figure out what I need to do to the other terms, okay? So from 3 to 9, does it get bigger or smaller? It gets bigger, so that means I need to multiply, okay? 3 times what gives you a 9? 3 times 3 gives you a 9. So whatever I do to one term, I have to do to the other terms, okay? I'm going to multiply that by 3. I'm going to multiply this by 3, okay? And 5 times 3 is 15. 7 times 3 is 21. Okay? So this is what you should have gotten, okay? Ooh, give yourself a high five. Okay. Let's see, my mouse. Well, okay, so this here now says we're going to use division to find equivalent ratios with 3 quantities. That's what it says behind my video screen. Alright, so let's look at this example. Alright, find the missing numbers in these equivalent ratios. Okay, so again, I like to stack them. Okay. So I stack the first terms together, the second terms together, and then the third terms together. And let's see. In the first terms, I have one unknown. In the second terms, I have one unknown. In the third terms, ooh, they give me both values. So I'm going to use this as a clue to what to do to my other terms. Okay. So 9 to 3. From 9 to 3, did it get bigger or smaller? It got smaller, so I need to divide, okay? What do I divide 9 by to get 3? It's actually 3. So whatever I do to this term, I have to do to the other term. So here I have to divide it by 3, and here I have to divide it by 3, okay? And 18 divided by 3 is 6. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so my my missing numbers are 6 and 4. Okay, in the ratio over here. Alright, we're going to pause the video and try the guided practice number 4 and 5. Okay, alright, see you soon. Hi again. Alright, so I stacked number 4's ratios like this, and let's see, it looks like for the second term I know both values, so I'm going to use that as a clue to figure out what to do to the other terms. Okay, So 5 to 1, it gets smaller. So I know I have to divide. What do I need to divide 5 by to get 1? By itself. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. So I have to divide by 5 with the other terms. Okay. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay. So now it is my unknowns. My missing numbers are 3 and 4. So it's 3 to 1 to 4. Okay. Let's look at number 5. Okay. Alright, so it looks like in here, hey, my third terms, they give me both values for the third term. Sweet. So I see from 14 to 2, it gets smaller, so I have to divide. What do I divide 14 by to get 2? I have to divide it by 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2, because 2 times 7 is 14. So I have to divide this term by 7, and also this term by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So these are my missing values. Okay. Alright. Woo! Good job! Okay. Well, that's all for today. I know you'll miss me, but we'll see each other tomorrow, kind of, in Video Land. Alright, bye. Have a good day.